What's good, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I make videos on fashion, lifestyle, beauty, and mindset. My long form content mainly consists of mindset videos. Also, happy March. I literally can't believe that we're already on the third month of this year. Like, where is the time flying? But I am so excited for the days to get longer and warmer, and I just want to be outdoors as much as possible moving forward. If you already haven't done so, feel free to grab a snack or a beverage of your choice. Here I have a little chai latte I made for myself. I used the spiced chai tea bag from Trader Joe's and it is so good. And I just added a little bit of sweetener and milk to this. It definitely does not beat authentic chai that my mom makes, but you know what? I'll just take what I can get for now. This does the job for now. Anyways, today I wanted to talk about, I don't know what I'm going to title this video because I'm going to cover many topics, but the general theme of this video is on how you being isolated is actually your superpower. And let me explain further in a second, but basically I grew up feeling like I was just a loner. I didn't really fit into many groups. I was always good with having one-on-one friendships, but when it came to group setting, I feel like I wasn't able to fit in for some reason, which it really hurt my feelings at the time because I was like, I'm really polite, I'm kind, I feel like I'm such a good friend to others, and I never put people down. And I'd always have people just attacking me and coming at me for literally anything. They would kind of just make fun of me a lot for these smallest things. And this continued for a really long time. Like even in high school and college, I had this happen to me and I was like, bro, like I'm literally not doing anything to harm anyone. So why are y'all just being assholes basically? And it took me a while to just find myself, and it took me some time to really spend time with myself to realize that there's so much power I hold in just being me without anyone else. And a lot of the times when people do come at you for literally no reason, when you are absolutely being kind to them and you have a good personality, maybe you're good looking, maybe you have a good fashion sense, maybe you're really outgoing, whatever it is, right? And people see that you have a lot going for you, even if you don't think you have a lot going for yourself, they will be intimidated and they will want to put you down. And I 100% think that this was the case for me. I just for so long was like, oh my god, no, there's something wrong with me. I internalized it so much, even in my early 20s, even in my late teens. So I finally just decided to wake up to my power in my mid 20s, and I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna tolerate this shit. If I literally have to have a phase where I have to cut everyone out of my life and start over and just focus on myself, then that's exactly what I will do. And guess what? That's exactly what I did a few years ago. And it ended up being the best decision that I could ever make for myself. I was already going through a lot of personal shit and I just felt the need to isolate and focus on myself. But I also distanced myself out from people that just did not make me comfortable in being myself around them. Over time, I grew so resilient and I really started to love parts of myself that I never really loved and accepted before. And that actually led me to finding such good people in my life. I now have such an amazing support system. I love everyone that is in my life, and I'm basically really not in situations where people are attacking me and putting me down and not supporting me. So yeah, there is hope out there if you guys are struggling with this, if you guys feel like you don't really belong in a lot of places, maybe you feel like you're alone, you don't really have proper friends, and you're just wondering why this is happening to you and why other people seem to have all these big friend groups and they're going out and they seem to have perfect lives on social media. I just want you to know that you're not alone and that there is hope. And yeah, I guess we're just gonna get more into this topic in today's video. So how is this all gonna help you in the long run if you are feeling like you are alone and just left out? First of all, acknowledge the pain, because it is definitely painful when you feel like you've got a great energy going on and you're trying to make new friends or you're trying to get closer to existing friends, and you just feel like anything you say or do can be taken the wrong way or isn't going to be liked by the group that you're a part of. But yeah, acknowledge the pain, because when you're trying to put your best foot forward and you feel like that energy is not being reciprocated, I mean, it's bound to hurt for sure. It is not fun feeling like you're a nobody or you're just overlooked or no one really cares about you. There is someone out there who does care about you. There are people out there who are literally waiting to love you and be loved by you, and they will choose you no matter what. The catch is you have to love yourself first. You have to prioritize yourself first. People will often treat you the way that you treat yourself. It's not the whole, I treat people the way I want to be treated. Obviously, you should be respectful to others if that's how you want to be treated, but unfortunately, a lot of people just don't care if you're treating them with respect, and they will still be rude to you or belittle you. Unfortunately, that's just how the way the world works. But what you can do to combat all of that is by putting yourself first. Don't stretch yourself so thin. And chances are that most of you guys that are watching this video who have this problem are huge people pleasers. Let's be so honest with ourselves. I grew up being the biggest people pleaser. I was like, I need to stretch myself so thin and be the best friend that anyone could ever have so that all of these people love me and include me and appreciate me. Now, in the moment, a lot of these people did appreciate me and were like, oh my God, you're so sweet, you're the best, blah, blah, blah. But then I still wouldn't get invited to their parties. I still wouldn't be included in the group chats. I still wouldn't feel like I'm a priority. And I would feel like I'm the last choice for a lot of these people. It's so sad because that literally was my norm for so freaking long. And I felt like there was no other way. Like, I had to stick it out with these people, otherwise I was going to be all alone. Guess what? It is far better to be alone than to be in a room filled with people that make you feel alone. Does that make sense? Because when you are truly alone, at least you are redirecting that energy back to yourself and you're able to engage in hobbies and things that you enjoy doing, versus when you are sticking around with people that make you feel alone and just unseen and unheard. You're going to feel 10 times worse internally as opposed to you just choosing to be by yourself. Will you have moments where you feel alone and you feel like everyone else is out there, having fun with their friends? Yeah, probably. But at least you're not going to literally feel unseen and unheard in the moment, in real time with people around you. I think that just feels 10 times worse than you just chilling by yourself watching a movie or something like that. So yeah, you do have options. If you are in a situation right now where you feel like you don't have real friends or you're a part of a group just to be a part of a group, but they don't really seem to care about you, cut them out or distance yourself out. But do not keep surrounding yourself with people that don't celebrate you, that don't care whether you show up or not, who make you feel like you are an afterthought to them. We don't need that energy. We are all deserving of love and care and feeling like we belong somewhere. And if you're just not feeling that way with certain people, then that's that. You're just not for them and they're not for you, and that is okay. I wish someone told me this when I was younger. I wish someone told me that you don't have to stick it out and that you are capable of making newer friends as you get older, because so often I feel like the narrative that is pushed in society is that you have to lock in with your friends from high school, especially college, and if you don't have solid friendships from high school and mainly college, then you're basically screwed and it gets so much harder to find friends later on. That is so freaking false. I have created so many new friendships over the past few years, well into my mid and now late 20s, and it has been completely fine for me. And I actually find that as you get older, the friendships that you create are far better than the ones that you had before, because chances are you have grown and evolved more and you are more clear of what you want out of a friendship and just the qualities that you want in friendships and the kind of energy that you also want to be surrounded by. You can always move to a new city. You can travel to new places. You can download Bumble BFF and make a bunch of friends. And that's actually what I did. I downloaded Bumble BFF. I made some really good friends from that, and chances are when you make these new friends, they'll introduce you to their friends, you will introduce them to yours, and like that's just kind of how the whole social circle gets going. The point of this video is not for me to help you guys try to find new friends. I will definitely create a separate video on that, on how you can find and just form new friendships in your 20s. The main point of this video is for you guys to see that you are worth so much more than these people that are currently around you who make you feel like a nobody, and that this whole isolation thing and feeling lonely is actually your superpower. It is quite literally your superpower. Moving on to the next point, I want you guys to write a letter to yourself. You can talk about how sorry you are that you are having to go through these tough times. You can talk about how painful it is to experience what you're experiencing and how you're so deeply sorry that you just feel so unseen and unheard. But then I want you guys to pick yourselves back up in the letter and write about the things that you truly love about yourself. Write about the qualities that really make you you and make you proud of who you are. And to conclude the whole thing, I want you guys to reassure yourselves that you are capable of feeling so loved and seen and heard by the right people, and that time will come. Because trust me, it will. A little chai break. It's been such a long day, but I've just been in my feels thinking about all the people in the past that I no longer talk to and how I felt so alone with these people, yet it feels weird that they're not in my life anymore. But then I had to remind myself of why I had to distance myself out from these people and how my life is so different now in the best way possible, and I'm happier than I've ever been. So that is kind of what inspired me to make today's video. Okay, enough of the rambling. My ADHD is going a little crazy right now. So yeah, first step, process the pain. Second step, write a letter to yourself. What else? Also, oh my god, okay, I got this set done 3 weeks ago, and today I just so happened to jab my finger into something, and it's just not really cute. So can you guys please ignore that? Look at this hand instead. The problem is I talk with my hands. I can't help it, so it is what it is. Anyways, after you've written that letter, right, I want you guys to also write out qualities that you would want in a friendship or a partner, and write out how you want to feel around them. Not just necessarily, you know, they have to be, I don't know, 6 foot, or your friends have to like have a good sense of style, or like they just have to be really into like certain things that you're into. Forget about that for a second, or just forget about that here. Focus on how you want to feel around these people. I remember when I was writing my list, I wrote that I want to be able to say and feel whatever and openly talk with my friends about it, and I want to be able to just joke around so much and have a blast while still being able to have really deep conversations with the new friendships that I form. And I have that. I really do have that with some of my friends right now. It's such a beautiful thing to be able to laugh with them about literally anything while still being able to open up about my feelings, and they're able to open up to me about theirs. And I've just cultivated such beautiful friendships, and I guess this is a form of manifestation. Really imagine how you would feel around these friends. Would you feel comfortable with them knowing your deepest, darkest secrets? Would you be comfortable with making jokes that you think are really funny around them? Would you ultimately feel, I keep saying feel seen and heard, but I think it's just such a big thing. Yeah, would you ultimately feel seen and heard by them? Would you feel like you are a priority? Would you feel like if they're thinking of making some sort of plans, would they call you immediately to include you in those plans? You get what I'm saying. Don't ever think that there's not a place for you. Don't ever feel that way. I used to feel that way, and the amount of time and energy I wasted on internalizing that shit and blaming myself for not being cool enough or pretty enough or whatever it was just insane to me, because I now look at myself and I've fully woken up to my power, and I'm like, oh my god, like how the hell did I tolerate that for so freaking long? Why did I not just distance myself the minute I felt disrespected or just belittled, or when I felt like I was just simply too much for certain people? You are allowed to be however you want, as long as you're not harming people, right? As long as you're not harming people, as long as you are ultimately a good person, it doesn't matter. You should be allowed to take up space. You should be allowed to laugh as hard as you want. You should be allowed to express yourself. You shouldn't feel like you are in competition with others, or other people shouldn't make you feel like you're a competition and you need to be put down immediately. Like that's just not cool. And also, if you feel like people are taking jabs at you when you're a perfectly kind person, and you know, you can definitely see the fact that you have certain things going for you, yeah, they're probably just jealous, and they're just bitter, and they hate the fact that you are so bubbly and positive despite all the things that you've probably gone through, because I guess for some reason a lot of people find it difficult to just be a kind, cordial, respectful person. That comes to me very easily, but it doesn't, unfortunately, to a lot of people, and a lot of people will project instead of dealing with their own trauma and their feelings in an appropriate manner and not take it out on other people. Another thing I have noticed is that a lot of these people in these bigger friend groups, right, they might make you the easier target because maybe you're just kind and you don't want to talk back, or you don't really want to start a fight or whatever, right? Oh, don't do that. Please clock their shit. And you don't have to be super sassy and rude and cutthroat. You can stand on business and be like, yo, like, I did not like the way you talked to me that one day. I did not like how you came for me when I didn't even do anything. Like, make sure you clock people's shit. But the main point that I was getting to was that, yeah, don't feel like you have to tolerate any sort of disrespect just to feel like you're a part of something. Getting back to my point, I'm telling you, the ADHD is just going crazy today. A lot of the times what I've noticed in these bigger friend groups, right, they might make you the easier target, like I said earlier, but they might not say shit to each other's faces, but a lot of the times they are usually, like 99.9% of the time, they are shit talking each other behind each other's backs. I've seen it so many times, and it's just funny to me because it's like, to everyone else, right, they'll be besties, whatever, but then behind the scenes they're talking shit about each other to other people, and word somehow ends up spreading usually. And it's like, do you really even want to be a part of that? Why would you even want to be included in that? I mean, do you think they're just only mean to you and super nice to everyone else? Probably on the outside to a certain degree, but chances are not. That nasty energy is being projected in other ways. Damn, I'm just feeling very fiery today. I guess I've never really talked about all of this stuff in a really long time, especially like on the internet, so I have a lot of fuel to work with. But yeah, how is this all essentially your superpower? Let me tell you something. When you are forced to be more isolated compared to your peers, chances are that at some point you will stop feeling miserable for yourself and you will start to do things on your own. You might go to movies on your own. You might explore new artists that you really like. You might be listening to a lot more music. It might force you to take on new hobbies that you enjoy doing. I know for me, I turn to the gym. I just go to the gym by myself all the time. I still do, honestly. And I love lifting now, and it makes me so proud of myself. Every time I go to the gym, I'm just so proud of myself because there's so many days where I don't want to go, but I feel so much stronger and healthier, and I look better because of it. I feel like with my personal style, I've always been into fashion, but I will say that my personal style got better over the years because I didn't have people to really text and be like, oh, how's this outfit? Or like, should I post this or should I not post this? So I became very confident in my own ways of expressing myself through fashion and also just social media. I create a lot of fashion and beauty content on my Instagram and TikTok on the side. And yeah, I mean, like, I feel like if I was in a bigger friend group of people who just judged each other a lot, then I would not have the balls to create content the way I do right now. I would be like, oh my God, what are they going to think if I post this? I didn't have that. And the people that are now in my life have accepted that that's just what I do, and they fully support me for it. So you will at some point find ways to quote unquote fill the void and do more things for yourself or partake in things that make you happy. And as a result, you end up having so much more personality and flavor to yourself. There's just so many people I talk to sometimes, and I feel like they are, not to be rude, not to be mean, but a lot of the times there's just not much substance to them, and it seems like they all have like one big brain and they're a part of this group, and it's just very surface level. You can't get to know a lot of these people deeply because they probably like have not explored much of themselves, if that makes any sense. Like, there's not much depth to them. They probably do have that depth to them to a certain capacity, but they just appear to be more surface level, and that's just no fun. And I think it's just so much better when you have so much going for yourself and you don't really look towards anyone to validate you on like whether you should do something or not. 9 times out of 10, I kind of just go ahead and do my thing and then I'll tell my friends about it later, as opposed to being like, oh my god, should I do this, should I not do this, whatever the case may be. So yeah. Oh my goodness, I need to get my SD card storage stuff sorted out. I got a brand new SD card for this camera, but it's just not reading it. I don't know if the camera has an issue or if the SD card has an issue, but I really hope it's not the camera because this shit was expensive. So anyways, I feel like there was more that I wanted to say, but I'm gonna have to end the video here because I'm worried about all my storage just being gone in this video having to end at a very random point. So that is all for today, but you are not alone. Things will get better, and isolation is your superpower. Not being included is your superpower. Feeling like you were overlooked ends up being your superpower, okay? You get the point. All right, I love you guys so much, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.